Thank you for following us so far in the class. Hope you're enjoying the class. Please do well to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell. Like, share, and leave a comment. So let's continue. Question 26. The positive effect of a rapid population increase is dash. The positive effect of a rapid population increase is that. Now, when I'm talking about rapid population increase, that means it's a population where we have an increase in birth rate and decrease in death rate. That's condition number one, which is natural growth. Another one is when we have an increase in number of immigrants and decrease number of immigrants. Immigrants means people that are coming into the country, and people that are immigrants are people that are leaving. So now, if you have more people that are coming in and less people that are going out, now that is what we call population increase. So what will be the benefit of such population? So the answer will be option C. There will be a wider market. So it will cause an increase in the market size in such a nation. So the answer will be a wider market for goods and services. Option C. 26, option C. 27. Which of the following factors may not influence the efficiency of labor? Now, efficiency of labor means an increase in output caused by labor without a necessary increase in labor or workforce. Now, it is when an individual or set of workers in a company are producing more or working more, even without, and there's an increase in the output produced without a necessary increase in the number of workers employed. Now, with this, it is when when the output of labor is increasing without an increase in the cost on production as touching wages and salary paid to labor. So the answer here, now the answer, which are the following factors, and the very factors that can affect it, we have training, we have increase in supply of labor, we have government policy, we have the school living age, we have research and symposium, we have attitude of the employer, we have cordial relationship between the employees, we have a lot of things that can cause, we have good working condition, we have incentive, we have increment in salary. A lot of things can cause labor to increase its efficiency. So the question here is, which of the following factors will not cause labor to increase its efficiency? We have option A, education and training. Option B, provision of welfare services. Option C, race and color of workforce. Option D, quality of the factor input. So the answer there is option C, race and color of workforce. Now, the color of your skin or the tribe from which you come from that have nothing to do with the efficiency of your labor. So everybody can serve, can work, irrespective of gender or color or race. So the answer there is option C. 27 is option C. 28. A type of unemployment found among workers who leave their job in search of new jobs is termed. So it's a condition in which, we say unemployment is a condition in which an individual or individuals who are willing, ready to work, who are qualified by certificate, qualified by age, within the workforce, cannot get a job or does not have a befitting job to do. That we call unemployment. And we have various types of them. We have the voluntary unemployment, seasonal unemployment, cyclical unemployment, frictional unemployment, structural unemployment, residual unemployment, and so on and so forth. So now they're asking about workers who leave their job in search of new jobs. The answer there is frictional unemployment. Now, seasonal deals with change in season or weather. Now, structural deals with change in technology. Cyclical deals with trade fluctuation. So it can be called trade fluctuation, it can be due to deficiency, it can be due to lack of information, it can be due to excess supply. So the answer there is frictional unemployment. That's 28 is C. 29. The main objective of marketing board is to now, we should all know or learn now that marketing board are public corporations and they are established by the government to promote production by encouraging sales of producers. So they serve as a ready market from producer. So they buy from the producer, pay the producer, and sell. So whether they make profit or not, they suffer the risk, but they help to encourage the production of locally made goods. So they said the main objective is to, which is C, stabilize the incomes of cash crops farmer. Stabilize the income of cash crop farmer. 29 is C. 30, number 30. The use of mass advertising media will enable a firm to enjoy. Now, I believe, you see, when you see a question, there are important things to look out for. Now, the first thing to look out for here is, what is advertisement? It is the creation of awareness of the existence of a product, either old or new, in the market to general public in order to increase the sales. Now, when we say mass advertising media, they are media or instruments used to reach a larger part of the population or a market, and that will be done, and so that will make the firm to enjoy what we call marketing economies of scale, and that's under internal economies of scale. So number 30 is option C. 31. Which of the following industries we add more value to primary products? You know, we have stages of production. We have the primary stage, secondary stage, tertiary stage. Now, primary stage is with the extractive stage, which involves getting raw materials from the original source, which involves farming, mining, quarrying, fishing, crabbing, and so on and so forth. We have the secondary stage, which is with manufacturing, which is with the conversion or transformation of raw materials into finished goods. We have food processing, bag making, baking, food bead making, and so on and so forth. Then we have what we call the tertiary, which is with there we have the constructive, we have the distributive, and we have the service. So here they're talking about the primary stage, and that's this with the mining industry. The mining industry. Now, option A and B, this with the secondary stage. Option D, this with the option A and B, this with the tertiary stage. Option D, this with the secondary stage. So option C, this with the primary stage. So the answer there is option C. 31 is C. 32. Gross national product less the provision for wear and tear of assets is. Now, provision of wear and tear in accounting is defined as depreciation. Depreciation means the reduction in the economic value of an asset. And we have some factors that can cause depreciation. We have wear and tear, passage of time, we have usage, we have depletion, and the obsolescence and the like. So when you're talking about provision for wear and tear, that means depreciation. So that means they're asking for what formula is GNP minus depreciation, and that is net national product. Net national product, which is GNP minus depreciation plus subsidy minus indirect tax. So the answer there is net national product, which is option B. Option B. 33. An example of transfer payment in national income accounting is dash. An example of transfer payment in national income accounting is dash. Now, in national income accounting, we have various methods of calculating national income accounting. We have the income approach, we have the expenditure approach, we have the output approach. Now, for the income approach, you'll be looking at income earned and not income received. Now, and for that, to calculate personal income using income approach, now you will let transfer payment. And transfer payment deals with payments given to unemployed citizens. For example, gift, bonuses, subvention, and the likes. And so the answer there is unemployment allowances paid to citizens. Unemployment allowances paid to citizens. So 33 is option B. 33 is option B. 34. Increasing national income without effective control of population size in a country can lead to, so when income of a nation is increasing, at the same time, population is increasing, what will it lead to? Now, option A, higher per capita income. Option B, increase in poverty. Option C, increased outflow of aids. Option D, underutilization of resources. The answer is option D, underutilization of resources. 34 is D. So now, so in this one, it means, so when you are increasing the national income and population is increasing, what will happen is, now it's got a level, it will lead to mismanagement of funds. You don't know how to manage it. So this kind of situations what encourage siphoning of government funds, corruption and bribery, because there's money everywhere. Everybody just have money in excess, and population too is large. So it will lead to underutilization of resources. Number 35. An example of commodity money is we have under money, we have types of money. We have what we call the coins or paper money. We have the legal tender. We have the banknote. We have the fiat money. We have the fiduciary money. We have the token money. We have the commodity money. We have the representative money. So the answer for commodity money is silver. The answer is silver, which is D, 36. If inflation is anticipated, people may. Now, what is inflation? Inflation means a continuous or persistent increase in the general market price of a commodity caused by an increase in volume of money in circulation and decrease in goods and services available. Now, so inflation is caused where much money is chasing fewer goods. So in this situation now, when people feel, part of this thing is going up and they're anticipating it, so it will cause what we call panic buying. And panic buying, that will be, so they will spend more money, which is, they start to say, what if they increase the money? What if it increases tomorrow? Let me go and buy. That's why in Nigeria, whenever there's any rumor, whether confirmed or not confirmed, of a potential increase in import price of fuel, people start buying in gallons, start keeping in gallons, start spending more money because of a future change in price. So that can also cause an abnormal demand. So the answer there is option B, spend more money. 37. If the central bank increases its bank rate, Now, there are various methods by which central bank controls the operation of commercial bank. We have what we call the open market operation. We have through bank rate. We have through cash ratio. We have through special deposits. We have through moral persuasion. We have through special directive, and so on and so forth. Now, one of the functions of central bank to commercial bank is they help them to discount their bills, meaning they give out short-term and long-term loans to commercial banks. Now, so if they increase the rate at which they discount bills for commercial bank, it will automatically affect the interest rate charged by commercial bank on credit facility, either overdraft or loan, given to their customers. So thereby, it will cause a decrease. In the volume of money in circulation. So now, if the government wants to increase volume of money in circulation, central bank will reduce its bank rate. If they want to reduce money in circulation, it will increase its bank rate, among many other tools that can be used. And this is called contractionary monetary policy of the CBN. So the answer there is option C. The supply of money may be reduced. Supply of money, so 37 is option C. Supply of money may be reduced. 38. Commercial bank are different from development bank in that the latter, that is development bank. We say commercial bank is a bank that does direct retail banking. Now, so they deal with central bank, and in turn, they use the money to trade with the public. So it is commercial bank that deals with the public. Meanwhile, development banks are financial institutions that gives medium and long-term loans for developmental projects, for basically specialization on capital projects. Example of them is the Nigeria Bank of Commerce and Industry, the Africa Development Bank, and so on and so forth. So they are basically there to promote or to finance feasible projects. So now, and now say what's the difference between the two of them is one, short-term basis, interest paid. The answer there is option D. Development bank does not deal with foreign currencies. Why commercial banks? Commercial bank, we have MoneyGram, we have Western Union, where they keep dollars, pounds, and the like. So, but why development bank does not deal with foreign currency? So the answer there is option D. So 38 is option D. Number 39. The use of the bank cash ratio and open market operation constitutes, like I was saying the other time about the bank rate. I thought that they are called monetary policy of the CBN. Monetary policy of the CBN. That is B, option B, 39, B. 40. Fiscal policy measures implies a change. Fiscal policy measures implies a change in, now I talk about fiscal policy. Fiscal policy deals with the conscious effort or conscious policy of the government on the generation of revenue and how such revenue will be spent with its effect on the economy of a given nation in a given year. And so that's what fiscal policy is basically all about. So the answer there is option D, government revenue and expenditure to regulate an economy. Government revenue and expenditure to regulate an economy. Now, I believe you have been enjoying the class so far. Thank you for following us. Please do well to hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bells, like, share, and leave a comment. Thank you, and let's continue. Question number 41. If demand is perfectly inelastic, if demand is perfectly inelastic, that means a change in price leads to no change in quantity demanded. That's the meaning. That means even if the price is high, people will keep demanding the same amount of goods they are buying. Maybe because such goods is a goods of necessity. And I said, a tax imposed. Now, you know, when tax, tax, like we all know that tax is a compulsory levy levied on the income of an income earner, profit of corporate bodies, and other persons. And when tax is imposed on goods, it will cause an increase in price. No, it can either be sales tax or purchase tax. So it will cause an increase in price. And if there's an increase in price of such commodity, who will bear the burden? The burden will be borne by the consumers, because the consumers will not change their level of consumption or patronage. So all the effect of the increase in price will be borne and felt by the consumer. Well, now, when dealing with tax incidents, tax incidents means all of these questions are under public finance, under tax. Now, tax incidents means the effect of tax payment, and it's of two types. We have the former and the effectual or the effective. The former is the initial brunt of tax felt by the person. Now, in this situation, the initial brunt of tax payment of an increase in price will be felt by the seller, and it will be called sales tax, because at that time it will be called purchase tax. At that time, they are buying it for resale, so they will be feeling the increase in price, but they will bear the consequences because all the burden of the tax will be eventually paid off by the consumer who has a perfectly inelastic demand. So the answer there is option B. 41 is option B. It's bought only by consumers. 42. Development planning focus mainly on when talking about development planning, it focuses mainly on mapping out strategies by the government. It involves when the government sits down and have a committee, and such committee maps out strategies, or the next plan on how to produce this, on how to do that, on industrialization, commercial policy, and the likes. Now they are all under development planning, and that was what we're talking about under the fiscal policy. And this is with the generation of government revenue, government expenditure, and what are the effects of such on the economy of a nation. So there is option B. 43. Now, political instability hinders economic growth because it's a scare many people from politics. B, prevent politicians from playing effective politics. C, discourages entrepreneurs generally. D, encourages urban-rural migration. The answer there is option C. What is political instability? When there is insecurity, when there is fight, when there is chaos, when there is tribal war, entrepreneurs will run away. Everybody will run for their life and they will not come. So the answer there is Option C. 43 is option C. 44. Foreign investments and long-term securities in the balance of payment accounts are recorded as. Now, under foreign trade, we have what we call terms of trade. And terms of trade talks about the relationship between a country's feasible and its feasible export and its feasible import. Now, another terms of trade, we have what we call the balance of trade. We have the balance of payment. Balance of trade deals with the feasible export and the feasible import. Balance of payment deals with receipts on exports and payment on imports. Now, for this balance of payment, there are three accounts that are operated. You have the current account, which deals with goods and services, which deals with feasible goods and services. We have the capital account, which deals with foreign investment, which deals with long-term securities, which deals with borrowing, loans and aids and grants from foreign bodies. And we have the foreign reserve account. It deals with foreign currencies. So the answer here is capital account transaction. Capital account transaction, option B. 45. An argument for the use of commercial policy rests on the needs to. Now, commercial policy talks about industrialization policy. The policy of the government on the establishment of industries in order to promote the economy of a nation. So now, the argument for the use of commercial policy rests on the need to A. Make imported goods available, B. Reduce domestic unemployment, C. Encourage the importation of non-essential goods, D. Make a country enjoy absolute advantage in production of all goods. And the answer there is option D. Now, it is done in a way so that the country will enjoy absolute advantage. And what's absolute advantage? It was proposed by Adam Smith, and it says that a country should specialize in the production of what other countries cannot produce. So it helps them to have a bragging right over all other countries. The answer is option. The 45 answer is option D. Option D. 46. Which of the following measures can lead to an increase in exports? Which of the following measures can lead to an increase in exports? A. Increase in export duties? No. B. Increase in excise duties. Now, export duties are levies paid on goods exported. Excise duties are taxes paid on locally made goods. So, if you are increasing all of these things, it is a means to discourage exportation. And we have devaluation of currency. We have total ban on imports. Now, total ban on imports, we only have an effect on importation. That is what we're talking about, import restriction. Why devaluation of currency? It will help to promote exportation. How? Because it is a policy, a conscious policy of the government to devalue its own currency in order to encourage exportation. So it's one of the methods of export promotion strategy. So the answer there is option C. 46 is option C, devaluation of currency. 47. Given that the country index import price is 180, and given that the country index of export price is 180, and that of import is 200. The terms of trade is A 0.09, B 2.00, C 90.00, D 380.00. Now, terms of trade, the following terms of trade is price index of export over price index of import times 100 over 1. So, the workings there will be 180 over 200 times 100. That will be the workings. So, that will be export over import times 100. Export over import times 100. That will be 180 over 200 times 100. So, the answer there will give us 90. So, give us 90. 180 over 200 times 100 will give us 90. Question number 48. A benefit that is present in all forms of economic integration is that, now, economic integration means a relationship, a cooperation, a unity that exists among certain nations that help to promote economic trade or economic relation amongst them. Now, it can be done through free trade, it can be done through custom duties, it can be done through protectional law, it can be done through removal of artificial barriers, it can be done through removal of tariffs. Now, all of these things are processes by which economic integrations can be done. And we have an example of them. We have the ECOWAS, we have the OPEC, we have the UNO, we have the OAU, and the likes. Now, they are just bodies that are formed by certain nations or certain states of the world in order to promote the economy of such a nation amongst the member states. So the answer there is option A. And that's talk about free trade, that which is the abolishment of the artificial barrier in foreign trade. So that means 48 is A. The factors of productions are free to move and be moved. So there is free movement of raw materials and other factors of production from country A to country B. So far, they are within the same economic integral family. The answer there is option A. 49. The main function of the African Development Bank is to, now I've explained this when I was talking about the difference between commercial bank and development bank. I said development bank is basically concerned with financing capital projects, physical capital. So the answer there is option C. Provide loans to members to finance feasible projects. I explained that when I was talking about commercial bank and development bank in one of the questions before this. That is option C. For that's option C. Number 50. If petrol is no longer needed to produce energy, then demand for crude oil will what? Now, you know, one function of petrol is to produce energy. All these cars and the likes, they are powered by petrol. Now, so if the use of petrol shift, with the introduction of all these electric car, hydro car, and the likes. Now, if petrol is no longer used to power all those big engines, what else can it be used for? The answer there is option C. It may be limited to chemical industries alone. It may be limited to chemical industries alone, which is option C. Number 51. Maintaining stability of foreign exchange is a key function of maintaining the stability of foreign exchange, meaning maintaining the exchange rate of currencies among many nations is done by option A, we have OPEC, option B, we have IMF, option C, we have EEC, option D, we have IBRD. The answer there is IMF, which is the International Monetary Fund. It helps to regulate and gives a policy that fix and regulate the exchange rates of currencies within nations. Option B is the answer. 52. When a minimum price is set above the equilibrium price in the free market, there will be, now I talk about this in one of the questions where I talk about that there will be market surplus. Now the question is coined in another way now. So the answer there, it will lead to excess supply. Excess supply. Excess supply. That's the answer. 53. Money serves many functions, which includes, now, there are certain functions that they are, when I talk about, we said money is anything that is generally acceptable as a medium of exchange, settlement of debt, and making of deferred payments. Now, we have qualities of money, we have functions of money. They are not the same thing. Quality of money includes relative scarcity, homogeneity, acceptability, recognizability, portability, durability, divisibility, among many other qualities. While function of money involves medium of exchange, store of value, unit of account, deferred payment, instrumental payment, among many other functions. Now, so they're asking us here that which of the following is a function of money. Now, option A, B, and D are qualities or attributes of money. It's only option C, which is a function of money. Unit of account. In Nigeria, now, we use naira. Some countries use dollars, some countries use cedis, some countries use franc, some countries use yuan, some countries use some other units. Now, euros and pounds. So now, that we call unit of account. So that's one of the functions of money. Why A, B, and D are qualities of money. So that's there is option C. 53 is option C. 54. Price system performs the function of A, individual wants, B, choice and consumption, C, scale of preference, D, household businesses. Now, one of the major functions of price is rationing and opportunity cost. So it helps you to know, okay, this is what I want to do. And rationing is done through choice. Choice means when you are selecting among many alternatives. So that's why the answer there is B. It helps to perform the function of choosing for you, and also helps to monitor your pattern of consumption, which is option B. In the short run, a monopolistic competition maximizes profits by producing quantity. When we have monopolistic competition is when we have perfect monopoly and a competitive market that are existing alongside each other. That's the monopolistic competition. And in such, equilibrium will be achieved, or profits will be maximized when marginal cost equals to marginal revenue. Marginal cost equals to marginal revenue. The answer is option A. Marginal cost equals to marginal revenue. 56. When a country produces the same goods more effectively and sells it cheaper than other countries, this is known as when a country produces the same goods more efficiently and sells it cheaper than other countries. This is known as comparative advantage. It means the country is producing at a low cost. 57. The institute responsible for creating money is dash. The institute responsible for creating money is dash. A, central bank. B, commercial bank. C, development bank. D, merchant bank. The answer there is commercial bank. Commercial bank is concerned with the creation of money, while central bank is concerned with the printing of money. Central bank regulates the economic activities of a nation, while commercial banks, on the other hand, they create money in circulation, and they do that by taking money. There's something we call cash or liquid deposits. We have demand deposits. We have time deposits. We have a lot of other deposits now. And they also create money through credit creation by providing short-term or long-term loans. Now, so the answer there is commercial bank, which is option B. 58. An economic policy which advocates the replacement of foreign importation with domestic production is an economic policy which advocates the replacement of foreign importation with domestic production is. All of these things are still under industrialization, and under we have what we call location of industry, which is with siting of an industry, localization of industry, which is the concentration of firms producing similar goods in a given area. We have privatization, we have commercialization, we have nationalization, we have industrialization. So, and one of the procedures of industrialization, we have what we call import substitution, we have export promotion, we have marketing board, we have small and medium scale, we have large scale industry. So the answer there is import restriction policy. So when you are replacing foreign importation with domestic production. So now the answer is not option B. Option B talks about export promotion. That means when you are reducing excise duty, you are devaluing currency, you are reducing export duty and the like. That is under export promotion. But this one is talking about import restriction. It's the process by which you ban, put a total ban. It can be either by issuing import licenses, or by placing embargo, or by doing preferential treatment, or by doing some other means that helps to reduce or restrict the importation of certain goods into a particular country. So the answer there is import restriction policy. Which is option C, number 59. A market is at equilibrium when, we said a market is a point of interaction or a platform or an institution where the buyer and seller comes into close contact to exchange goods and services with money as the medium of exchange. So now, such market attains equilibrium when total number of goods demanded equals total number of goods supplied. I will say that demand is total number of goods and services consumers are willing and ready to buy at a given price at a point in time. While supply, on the other hand, is total number of goods services, is total number of goods, suppliers are willing and ready to offer for sales at a given price and at a point in time. So when both of them meet at a particular point, it is referred to as equilibrium. That is option A. Quantity demanded equals quantity supplied. This is option A. Number 60. If government proposed expenditure equals to government expected income in a particular year, then budget is not without budget, is a comprehensive list or comprehensive statement showing government proposed expenditure and government expected income in a fiscal year. And so now when the two of them equals each other, that means it is a balanced budget. Now we have three types of budget. We have the balanced budget, we have the surplus budget, we have the deficit budget. Now it is balanced when both of them equate each other. It is surplus when income exceeds expenditure. It is deficit where expenditure exceeds income. So the answer here is option A, balanced budget. Thank you for following us so far in the class. Hope you're enjoying the class. Please do well to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell. Like, share, and leave a comment